Hey everybody, it's Sunday morning, the 27th of July, 9:30 in the morning. Had a very deep sleep. Last night we went to our favorite barbecue place for a Laos barbecue and came home, relaxed a little bit. And it's been raining all night and all morning, so I get to wake up to this. Isn't that wonderful? Wake up, walk outside, I got green everywhere, I can walk out. Small little compound and just a very relaxing, peaceful rain all morning. Listening to a pitter patter on the roof, a tin roof, steel roof actually. I got my dogs, surrounded by my dogs. Very good. It's a little humid, but it's comfortable. I just finished reading Ezra or Nehemiah 6 and 7. Nehemiah 6 and 7. I got my coffee. I'm gonna do my Charles Stanley devotional now, and then just relax this morning. Probably head out on a motorbike today. A motorcycle if it stops raining, just to get a couple things and just to run it, because it's been about 3 or 4 months. I did start it yesterday, so it's running pretty well. The right brake is not working. Well, it's weak, so I gotta see if there's how to fix that. Da's mother and grandmother are sleeping in this tukul. They covered it with plastic the other day because the water is leaking through the straw, the grass roof. So they waterproofed it, and they're sleeping out here all night, the old ladies. That's their style, their tradition, and they're comfortable. And I'm sure it's very cozy with the noise, because the dogs aren't barking when it's raining, and when it's raining, you just have the rain, because very few animals are moving around, and no howling, and because that's probably one of the hardest things around here, is when the dogs start, it's like the whole neighborhood goes. And my little black beauty over there, she's one of the culprits. She gets into one of her moods. But she's old now. She's like 16 years old, so she's not very active anymore, just sleeping most of the time. We just found a little, like a ball on the back on her back, small ball. So we need to watch out for that. She's there dreaming. Little ball, that's how that little ball is how a big problem started for my cat 10 years ago. Within a year, she was dead. It just blew up like a balloon, and the vet was draining it, and we had to keep a cone on her head so she wouldn't lick it. So she's walking around with this huge opening in her back. It was awful, absolutely awful to see. And I came back an hour. I got back to Laos Christmas, day before Christmas, on December 2019. So it was a year before COVID. No, it was 2019. And she died like 30 minutes before. 30 minutes before I arrived. So I didn't get to see her. But they weren't sending me videos because they were afraid I was going to be really upset. And when I saw her, I could see why. She was completely emaciated, and they left her laying on the kitchen floor for me to say goodbye to her. That was such an awful day. So sad. But at least she was out of her pain. A whole year like that. Let's say about 8 or 9 months. Treating her for cancer, and it wasn't helping. And just walking around with that open back. It was just, it was awful. But she was skin and bones when I got to her, and Then we buried her in the backyard. But anyway, I see that same ball in my little dummy there. But yeah, so we'll pray for her, and we might go get her checked out to see if there's something we can treat now. So yeah, the rain's coming down heavier now. I'm gonna finish up my devos with some coffee. This is a great start to week 21. 21 days until I retire. 21 weeks. I wish it was 21 days. 21 more weeks until the end of the year, and when I will leave my work situation. And you know, again, I still hope that I find some work. I feel like I've got so much to offer, but maybe once I stop and I'm out of the stress, I'll realize how much healthier I'll be and how much less issues I have, unless I do some consulting. We'll see. So this is my setup for the next couple weeks. Really love it. All right, everybody, take care. God bless. Oh yeah, so I'm reading Ezra or Nehemiah 6 and 7. Nehemiah is finishing building the wall. He hasn't put the gates up, but you know, he's getting hounded by Sanballat and Tobias, you know, threatening him and blackmailing him. But you know, the message of the day is perseverance. God's perseverance. If God gives you a job to do, persevere, do the best that you can, and He will make it happen, as it did for Nehemiah. Coincidentally, I'm reading. Is this Panda Boy? We have 5 cats too, Panda Boy, and we have a Panda Girl. That was their names. So I'm reading Acts 27, where Paul warned the boats. They were taking them to Rome, I think, to be tried, and he warned the boatsmen not to sail because they'll all be doomed. And sure enough, they were in a bad storm, and at one point they were all scared they were going to die, and they unloaded the boat, threw all the cargo into the ocean. And Paul said he consoled them the next day and said they won't die. No one on the boat will die. And he prayed for them, and I think the next chapter is when he gets shipwrecked. But no one died. They just lost the boat and all the cargo. So that kind of adds to the story about perseverance and doing what God tells you to do, and He will provide. And yeah, so week 21, good start. We'll get back to this, and God bless everybody. Take it slow. Come over for a haircut at our favorite local salon. And they got 4 people working on their toes. Mê mà đuôi. They time pedicure. Huh? I just came over for a haircut. They have no customers, so they take us right away. So we just came back from the haircut. I got a haircut. This little salon down the road. Some girls have been there for a long time. I think they're from Vietnam, but they've been there a long time. So we go there every time we come home. I got a haircut. It's a buzz. She sheared me like a pig, like really rough, and then she shaved me with a straight razor, dry. So just putting a little bit of water on. So I didn't really care for that too much. Straight razor, dry. My skin is a little too sensitive for that. I'm not a cowboy. And then I got a facial and shampoo my head, pretty deep massage on my head. So everything for me cost about 190,000 keep, which is about, what did I just say? 190,000 keep, about $6 for shave, facial, buzz, and like a massage on my head. I'm losing track. 190,000 keep. So about $5, $6 for all of that. And then her and her mother got a pedicure and her nails painted on her fingers. I don't think she had a manicure. Everything together was 500,000 keep, which is about $8 for everything. And then Da gave them a 100,000 keep, 100,000 keep tip for 4 of them to share. That's 25,000 keep each, and that's a total of $5 for a tip for 5 of them. So they each got like $1, $1.25. Can't beat that. I mean, that's pretty much going to be our go-to when we're here. So that's going to be a great place to save money. It's definitely not 5-star. They use cheaper products, and it's rough. You're not getting babied at all. I don't think Dot says they get a lot of guys, but I'm like, that was pretty rough with the face. But anyway, I won't shave that often anyway. So yeah, that may mean I don't need to buy any razors. I might just have a little stock of razors to shave on my own, but just go there every week for a little quick shave, and that's it. So I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna head out before it rains to get some yogurt, some really good yogurt, and some cheese, because we want to make pizza tomorrow, homemade pizza. That's what everybody's waiting for. It's one of our traditions here. My wife's making spicy chicken, yeah?
Yeah, mix chicken.
I wish you could smell that in the video. When do we eat this?
4:30.
Tonight? Spicy pet night. My little cook. My little cook. Busy all day. Today is Monday, the 28th. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Today was a day off from work in Thailand, and I was gonna actually work today, but I don't. I decided not to. Just still want to rest. Still kind of recovering from the train ride. And tomorrow I have a meeting, so I have to open up my computer anyway tomorrow. For 2 meetings and to finish up some reports. So I decided I would take advantage of the day. Speaking of, so what I did today was I was reviewing looking at some pictures, and actually read a testimony from someone who was, I was taken hostage in 2009, and I'm writing a memoir about it. And I had pictures, and I was just going through some old pictures and reading a review or the testimony of one of the girls who was there, a British girl who was there at the time. It's very traumatizing. It's I remember vividly, and parts of it made me cry just because I know how much it hurt, how painful it was to go through that and to be with and all the pain that it caused my family. So just reminiscing a little bit and working on some finances and just kind of relaxing. Today no rain today. We are getting, it's quite sunny, as you can see. It's quite sunny. I'm getting an audience here. The baby usually avoids me. She's not used to me yet, so she usually cries or runs, but now she's starting to come around me. But we're taking advantage of the clear skies and having a roof repaired. We're having a leak in one of the areas in the kitchen. The guy said it's small. It looks like it won't cost that much. We have this guy, he's really amazing. He can come and almost within hours. Certainly, most times within a day, he at the drop of a hat he can come and fix stuff for us. I'm really jealous that my dad was kind of like that, but I never really learned from him, and I didn't want to learn from him, and unfortunately, a lot of his abilities went with him. And especially when I went overseas, I never had to do anything. I never had to repair anything on houses. I never had to fix anything, and I never was in a situation where I needed to. And that wasn't my job. We always just, labor was cheap, and the organization always paid if there was something that needed to be fixed. So I never learned to be a handyman, and I would really love to do that. My brothers-in-laws are handymen, and I'm not. So maybe that will change when I'm done working. But one of the other issues is you need all of the tools. And I don't have the tools. And the tools almost cost more than it would be to just have someone come and fix it. But I hate to be dependent on people, especially, with the leak we had today. I'm sure it's pretty easy, but only if you know what you're doing. I wouldn't know where to go to buy the things, So in some ways it's not really worth it, unless you really like to do it. And I really don't. I wish I could, but I don't know. Is that something I want to spend my time doing? Labor is dirt cheap here. You're just kind of dependent on other people, So anyway, he was able to fix that. I think we should have running water soon. We didn't have running water, and I needed the toilet, so I had to do old style. Old style. I had my experiences from Africa, where what you do when you don't have toilet paper and you only have water in your hand, and that's pretty much the biggest difference for me is I don't think I'm flexible as I used to be. I'm not as flexible as I used to be. So the other thing today, as I'm walking around, even just since yesterday, we've only been here. This is the third full day. I'm not sure how I'm going to do with this, and I say this I'm not sure how insensitive it will be, how this will come across, but I'm really frustrated with some of the stuff because we need to. They baby-proofed the house, and they got used to baby-proofing the house. So that means there's stuff always has to be put up on the table or put away so she can't reach it. Cabinets are being tied shut, and I have to break them open. It's just toys are just kind of sitting around, and then you have the crying various times of the day. Most of the time it's quiet. But I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this because I don't have a baby for a reason. I never wanted one, and I'm not sure this is gonna work for me when we come back. It's unfortunate because the mother is she lives with us and she's fantastic. Everything's running, works. She takes care of everything, and we love her, and we love her and her kid. But this is, I'm not sure. This is not what I wanted, And I don't want to live in a house that's baby-proofed for something I never wanted, So that might be a hard conversation with my wife, and I'm not sure what to do there. We've kind of touched on it, and she said, "Oh, let's wait and see." I keep encouraging her, maybe she'll go to live with the boyfriend, and she's like, "I don't think so." She doesn't want to go and live there the way they live. I guess it's very, very, very extremely old-fashioned, very traditional, and she's very comfortable here. This is her home. I pay her. We take care of all the costs in the house. But just, I don't know what I'm going to do about this. I don't want to dwell on it, but I'm just saying I'm going through this process of saying I'm not sure I'm going to like this too much. It's only 3 days. I I don't wince at the crying anymore. I'm kind of, I can zone it out. But it's all this other stuff, the toys laying around, and every time I go for something, it's moved because of the baby. And like last night, I woke up at 2. Yeah, I had a bad night. I woke up at 2, really anxious. And then I got very hungry, so I came out and I read. I got very hungry, and I go into the kitchen, and I don't know how to turn on the gas. There was a special trick you had to do to turn on the gas, a safety feature I didn't know about because I've not had to do that before. And then I couldn't find the eggs, and then I couldn't find the frying pan because it's moved. And then the cabinet is locked, or not locked, but tied shut, and it was not, I was getting very frustrated. And then I couldn't, so I pulled out the electric electric heater, cooker, and I couldn't figure it out. It was beeping, and I didn't want to wake anybody up. So yeah, we're gonna have to fix something, figure something out when we come back. I mean, we've got another 5-6 months left. So there's a little time. We'll see what works out. No need to ruffle any feathers yet, but still something that will need to be looked at. Yeah, I told you about the hostage. I was hostage, and then I want to finish my memoir, whether I publish it or not. I do plan to publish it, but I do want to finish my memoir. But I'm saving that for when I'm done, because I think I'll have the time, and that's when I'll be able to really focus and get it done, not this hit and miss. And maybe I'll work on it in the next couple weeks if I have time while I'm here, and get into a zone. But for now, that's a project. That's a priority project for next year. Don and I, we walked yesterday, and we wanted. I was excited to check out the gym. I did it the local gym, and we went there many years ago when I used to live here. We were regulars, and thank goodness there's a really nice gym, 10-minute walk from here. Probably the same if you drive, 10 minutes because of the traffic, but really, really nice. And we did a tour of it yesterday, and we're really excited. It's going to be $8,500,000 keep per year per person, which comes to $405 per person a year. I think that's less than $30 a month. And then, so that's for 12 months plus 1 month free. So really, we're excited about that because that's our hobby, both of us. She'll spend hours there, and I will too. And they've got a little restaurant in there. They've got a pool. I didn't want to take any video while I was walking around as a guest, but I might do that when we come back, and we'll join. That's going to probably be the first thing we do when we get back. We're both very excited to get back into the gym. I'm feeling very, very overweight and fluffy and soft, and I really don't like it. And it's a habit. It's a hobby that I've had most of my years. So we're looking forward to that. I'm really excited to hopefully lose some weight. I want to use the routine that I did 15 years ago when I lost about 15 pounds, 20 pounds. I got into great condition. The other thing is, so I was doing a comparison between the cost of the train versus flying. I thought it would have been about 50% cheaper with the train. It's not. So here's a cost breakdown of the train. So it was 3,300 baht round trip ticket for the first class compartment. That's roughly $100 there. Then you have all the extras, which is the insurance. I got the best insurance. I got the cancellation fee, and I got the SMS service. They add on all these services, and which racks it up. That was an extra 1,000 baht. Taxi to the train station, and I'll calculate round trip back home, which we didn't do yet. That will be around 700 baht. The tuk-tuk and the bus from the train station to the border, the Lao border, they were together 470 baht. That would be round trip. And then my Lao visa was 1,650 baht, or about $50. So the total round trip ticket from Bangkok to Laos to the border is 7,197 baht, or 218 US dollars. That's a 14-hour trip, 14 to 15 hours. Overnight, in a rickety train, and so for flying, it's pretty straightforward. 7,500 baht for the round trip ticket. Depending, it could be 8,000 baht coming from Laos to Bangkok. Then the taxi, round trip taxi from the airport to our home will be about 1,500 baht, or about $40-50. And then the Lao visa, which is a given regardless of what I do. That's 1,650 baht. So the total for flying is 10,560 baht versus 7,197 baht. So the 10,560 baht is $320. So the difference between the two is 3,363 baht, or roughly $102. And for flying, it's basically 5 hours. So 15 hours versus 5 hours to save $102 per person. After I analyze, this is what I like to do. I break down costs. I look for cost efficiency, and I have determined that the $102 per person is not worth it for less if it's one or two people. The only reason I would see paying more is if it's 3 or more people and you're the one paying it. So if I'm paying for multiple people, since I'm paying for my wife and I, we'd be saving $200, but it costs us 10 extra hours overnight on a very difficult, it's not difficult, but it's long and it's tiring. I mean, I lost a whole night's sleep. Felt like crap for 2 days. Crap. So, yeah, so that's my comparison. And, when we bring our family to Laos or to Bangkok for the wedding, we'll probably put everyone in the train. I mean, because then you're talking 3, 4, maybe 5 people. That's saving $500. And you've got the time. So it's really only worth it if you really have got the time, if you really like the taxi, if you really like the train, and you wanted the experience, and you're cutting costs majorly. But if it's just you, one person, or maybe two, I don't think it's worth it. The saving $200 is not worth it, all that extra. The only thing I didn't add on to the cost was the taxi, what it would cost public transportation to come home now from the border or from the airport, because we'll get picked up by her family. So kind of no cost there except for paying for gas. So yeah, so there you go. If you want to, depends on how much you're trying to save. If you're a backpacker, then it's worth it. If you have multiple, if you're paying for a lot of family, it's worth it. I think 2 or more people. If it's just you and your partner or someone, or if everybody's paying their own travel ticket, their own way, then fly. It's worth it flying. So the last thing I'll add here is, so I'm reading Nehemiah 9 and 10. It's nice to be into these smaller books of the Bible, just to kind of break things up. But the stories are similar. I realize how much of a repeat some of them are. So I think one of the things misconstrues about the Bible are, the Old Testament is God's wrath and God being angry and judging people and condemning people and destroying people, but I think Nehemiah 9 and 10 really are different. There's a different tone there, and if you really read the Bible, which I'm doing the Old Testament for the first time in a long time, if you're really reading through it, you see that it's not that. God gives a lot of opportunities to the people, and they praise Him throughout it when they're doing well. But He gives them chance after chance after chance, and His wrath only comes when they disobey, and when they actually walk away with Him and they worship idols and do bad things. So, in Nehemiah, there's a whole chapter. I think it's chapter 10. It's a whole praise to God, but because Nehemiah brought them back to God, brought them back to focusing on God after he built the wall. So it's not all doom and gloom and wrath and destruction and judgment and condemnation. I think it just shows a lot of His grace and mercy on the people, and how much He tried, and how patient He was. So you only really read that. You only really see that when you read through the Bible, and you don't pick and choose different stories throughout it. So I think I'm going to wrap up there. This is Choice of Winding Down Chronicles of an Expat going into early retirement. I'm not retired yet, but I'm getting there. And this is beginning of week 21, Monday. In the meantime, everybody, God bless. Take it slow.